And we are at halftime. Central Missouri on top here at home, 9-7. And we are joined here at halftime by Dr. Chuck Ambrose, and it's always great to see you here and talk to you at halftime. And Dr. Ambrose, let's talk about, we visited a little bit in the first half about the partnership between Niles Media Group and the schools, and we have a lot of folks on the broadcast from UCM here tonight.
Yeah, Neil, first, welcome back. What a great way to start the season. And you mentioned it, we've got kids that need experience. You take the classroom learning, you put them into real life experiences like tonight. And I've got to give a lot of credit to Dr. Joe Moore and our Mules Media Network. It's KMOS, it's Niles Media, it's our Mule broadcast. Probably 100 students engaged in learning as a platform that Intercollegiate Athletics provides. It's great. So
yeah,
it's
a lot of fun, good partnership. Now in our 4th year doing this, so it's really good we've stepped it up at that level. Now you've had some other things going on. I mean, didn't you have the president here not long ago? Tell us about that.
We had a historic summer in Warrensburg, and I've told many people it was historic to host the president. It was the first time we've had a sitting president in Warrensburg and on our campus. But more importantly, he came here because there are things happening at the University of Central Missouri that aren't happening anywhere else in the country. So our Missouri Innovation Campus, putting young people into a position to consider a college education that actually costs less, takes less time, closes out that skills gap so they're workforce ready, and then you have the opportunity to go to college and not load up on debt. And so he came here and challenged us in the Kansas City region to take what we're doing, expand it, and then put other communities across the country in a position to do the same thing. It was a humbling experience, awesome for our campus. We put 3,200 of our friends in a 5.5-hour holding pattern as he arrived.
I was going to say, there must be a lot that goes into that, getting him here.
Again, it's kind of a sense of awesome responsibility because there's security aspects. And then he found a campus that was very inviting and hospitable. It was a great experience for everybody who volunteered, all the work it took, but more particularly to have the president come to UCM and say, we're glad at what you're doing, but let's take it to another level. So
yeah,
it was awesome.
Exciting time here in Warrensburg. And let's talk about some other things that are going on here on campus. How about the renovation here of this facility? Tell us about that and what's all gone into it so far.
Well, Neil, we're growing. This fall we opened to 12,351 students, largest enrollment we've ever had. But in the north end of our stadium, we're in the process of having the largest capital project the university's ever had, a 350-bed mixed-use apartment-style retail, kind of new urbanist design. It's going to create a new front door between the community of Warrensburg, which sits just 2.5 blocks downtown, to our campus community. So you won't be able to tell where community starts and stops and where that front door to the campus becomes. And it'll reface Walton Stadium to our north. It'll also be a whole new front porch for the entire campus community. It's even going to include a Starbucks and some other amenities that students today kind of look for as they think about college, but more importantly, gives them an opportunity to know that there's things happening that's going to make their university better.
Yeah, that'll be great to come on campus and get the vibe off of all of that. And then there's some other things going on like underneath the stadium, locker room and weight room and things like that, right?
Well, it's an amazing project because in our north end is our facilities building. It houses our locker room and training facility currently. So if we demolish that, we have to have somewhere to go. So our master plan have called for the underneath of the stadium being a part of the total stadium experience, and now we're able to do it for our student athletes and our whole campus community because our athletic program, again, like the Mules Media Network, engages so many of our regular students. So coming soon, we're saying in the fall of 15. I wish it was here tomorrow. With as many students as we've got, we need it. And then we'll look forward to what our next project is because we're at a point where we can think that way.
Now, how does the funding happen for all this? I know it's got to start somewhere, and maybe you're part of the way through that. I don't know, maybe you're looking for more?
Well, it's really twofold. We're looking for private support for our athletic facilities, but the great thing about having growth, especially in a residential life program, it pays for itself. So the new revenue, the new students, and this semester, the incoming class of 2017 entered under a contract for completion. So we're focusing attention on getting more students across the finish line in 4 years. Part of that is we're requiring a second-year residency. So we're going to have more need, more capacity. It generates more resources. It allows us to expand. The students win, and they have a better chance to achieve their objective, which is a great college degree.
Now, you in your educational career have had a lot of involvement in athletics. I mean, you were the D2 chairman at one point, I think, when you were at Pfeiffer.
Of the President's Council?
Of the President's Council, okay, that's what it was. And so you know the importance of what goes on here in athletics. So it's the 40th anniversary of D2. Tell us what all that means.
Well, Neil, as a former student athlete, you know, I think most of us who have that experience are just trying to pay back the kinds of experiences that others gave to us. And so Division II, especially right now with where intercollegiate athletics is and is going, has got it right. So for 40 years, the partial scholarship model, the strategic positioning that says we keep life in the balance, so these young people have a chance to be as much of a student as they are an athlete. So they leave college with the experience of having an intercollegiate athletic degree, but they also get that degree. And 40 years, I'm very proud to be a part of the MIAA, what we consider to be the best Division II conference in the country, and then of course a part of Division II that puts the appropriate emphasis on the balance between academics and athletics.
Well, that's great, and thank you so much again for the hospitality here. Dr. Chuck Ambrose visiting with us here at halftime.
It's going to be a great season, Neil. Thanks for everything Niles Media does.
All right.